Alright guys, Rollout here, back with another quick, easy video tutorial sort of thing. Now this time I'm just going to be going over automation clips inside FL Studio 12, how to use them, where to use them, why you would want to use them, and fun things you can do with them. So what are automation clips? What's the point of them? Well, automation basically means, programming something to do something and it doing it without you interfering anymore. I doubt that's the exact definition of it, but basically we're going to tell certain parameters to do certain things over time, and yeah, that's what it will do every time we play the automation clip. So what I've got here is a piano chord or a MIDI from my upcoming chord kit, MIDI file, whatever you want to call it. And this is the white wedding chords, and they sound something like this. Now we are using this as an example, so we are going to put this in the playlist, and we're going to show you how automation works. So when you mouse over a parameter, it won't happen in VSTs, but when you mouse over a parameter in FL Studio like this, or here, the panning, so say we wanted to automate the panning, we would right click and we would hit create automation clip. Now what that's going to do is it's going to put this into the playlist for us to automate. So down here we will see, if we pull this little notch here down to the bottom, we will see this moving, this little knob here that we basically automated. If we play it in the playlist, sorry. So see how it's moving automatous. It's a weird word to keep saying and like continuously, but it's basically going to pan it from left to right because it's pulling up, and this is going in like a line, so it's going to directly go up left to right until it's at the fully right at the end, which we will see here. Now that has basically put it from left to right in the ear, and that is, if you wanted it from right to left again, we'd pull it up here, pull it up at the top, and then down at the bottom. Anyway, you get the picture, you kind of realize what that does. Let's just kind of leave it in the middle so it gets slightly pans, but we're not too worried about it. And there is the other one next to it, the volume. So if we create an automation clip for the volume, like so, we can basically fade the volume out at the end. So if we wanted it here, well, let's leave it where it is now. So the channel volume here is set. So if we right click this and we hit copy value, we can copy this value to these little notches. So if we right click this little notch and hit paste value, that will keep at the volume it is already. So if we also do it for here, paste here, and then we bring it down at the end. Now this is, we're bringing it down the way, not up. If we wanted to bring it up, we'd boost the volume. If we wanted to bring it down, that's going to slowly fade out at the end, as you will hear. So you'll see it, yeah, it goes down. If you wanted it all the way down to go to 0%, that's what we do. We have automated that. Now what if we wanted, say we wanted it to go up in the middle for whatever reason, we pull it up here and then bring it back down. That, how we did that, we will Control Z so I can show you. We are going to right click where we want the point to be. Now we can set it to a 6th beat and put a point on the 6th beat, or we can set it to a bar and put it on every bar. Now if we try and click in between these parts when it's set to a bar, it will snap to the bar. So we can't do a 6th note if the playlist is set to a bar. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. So we are going to put it to maybe a half beat, and we will move it. Let's see, we wanted it up from here to here. We would pull this up, paste the value in. Remember the value that we have copied from the original one. If this is getting a bit complicated, I apologize, but I'm doing my best to explain it as easy as I can. So we've made a notch here to keep it at that value. We have done that by basically copying the value from here and then pasting it here so it stays at the same value, 62%, but then it will go up here. Now if we wanted it to go kind of in a different curve here, this little notch comes into play, this little notch here. So basically what we can do is we can here, let me explain this better. These two notches will connect this. So if we want this one here to be a different like knot, let's say we want it to go up and down like crazy, we will right click this knob again, and instead of the copy value or anything, we can change it to something like a pulse. Now a pulse, it will go up and down, as you can hear. If we want that less, we can do that by dragging down the center option here. So again, we can set it to maybe a half sine, which is like this, or even a double curve, which is like this, a little wiggle in the middle. So you can play about with these things here if you want. And stairs, so this just kind of goes up and down. We can even do that to this. We can maybe make these stairs as well and have it like coming down, kind of like stairs, I guess. Now we can also do this with things like automation. We're going to delete these points and just have it all set to how it was before, so we can reset it and show you different things you can automate. But yeah, again, just remember pasting it, pasting the value that you already have it at. You can do this also with well, it's mostly with these knobs here, the FL Studio knobs themselves, but let's say we wanted, for example, to bring in certain frequencies. So we can do this with frequencies as well. We can automate frequencies to bring in, maybe we want the low end out at certain points and we want different things to come in. So if we automate, got 40 Hz, 18 Hz cut, we can create automation clips for both of them by just right clicking these knobs here, which control each end. We can basically mess with the frequencies. So this will take some trial and error to see what you like, but we can bring it in like this. So we figured out this one, it will pull the frequencies up. So what that does, you'll see here, it's taking that one up. So if we want that one to maybe be normal or up like that, so I'll try and put these parallel so you can kind of see what they're doing, if possible. The work face is a bit weird sometimes, but hopefully it'll work. So that basically is automating this knob here to bring it down. You can see it doing it. Now if we wanted that to do that with the other one here as well, we can do the same. We can bring this down and we will see changes here. So that's moving this second one. So let's say we wanted it to actually come in here. We just pull this down and pull this up. So nothing now. You won't hear this sound at all, but you can see how this other one is slowly being brought in. There it is. But now these come in at where they're both intersecting, so this is where it's going to get a bit complicated. We have put it so they intersect and both bring in certain frequencies at certain times. Now if your brain is getting confused, don't worry about it. You probably won't need to do any of this. You probably only need to automate one of them to bring in maybe, let's pull this one right down. So you'll maybe just want to automate like the low end or the high end to bring in like. Now what a lot of people do as well, they put the frequency here for like a chorus or something, like a certain effect that they want, just the kind of like the underwater effect, which all that's doing is taking out all of the high end of the song. And you can even do like you know, like old Chief Keef stuff where it brings the frequency in and out, kind of like drops it in and out, and we can copy the value of these notes as well and paste them to the other one so they are equal. So yeah, that sounds pretty cool, and all we've done there is basically automate it to rise at certain points with the frequency. And maybe just, you know, bring it down here. Oops. I'm trying to think. Now there are obviously other things we can automate. We can automate the delay if we'd like. We just add, you know, delay. Now all of these parameters can be automated. Same with reverb. So you know, we could bring the volume, or we can automate this here next to it, this little knob here. We can hit create automation, and then bring in the delay. So let's say we wanted after maybe the 4th bar or something, a delay of an 8th step. What we're going to do is we're going to automate the volume of the delay and bring it in here. So what should happen now is the I'll just pull this back up so we can properly hear it. What we've done here, you'll see we've brought the automation up here, so it will only play in the second part of the track, or the MIDI, whatever you want to call it, and we've brought all these back to normal, so it should sound perfectly fine. Too much delay there, of course. Bring it down, maybe add in 2. Now you won't be able to hear that because I didn't make it as obvious as it was before, but the delay did come in there. And again, we'll just for, you know, tutorial's sake, we will add in the reverb as well. Maybe bring it, create automation clip here, which on this as well, we right click, create automation clip on the volume of the reverb, and do the same as we have done with this one. Just bring it down and play the reverb, so it will only get reverbed after a certain point. We'll make sure to make it quite subtle so you can hear it, but obviously not too bad. But yeah, you can see how both these will be turned off if we put it to the start. Both these things here. And then slowly. So yeah, just hopefully that goes over it for you. With panning as well, I will go over one more thing. What I like to do sometimes with like sounds, not really drum kits or drums or anything, but with sounds I quite like to pan, you know, up and down, so it goes from ear to ear. Usually not this drastic, because obviously it's going to like up and down crazily, but just kind of very subtly pan it, just with certain things it works with, certain things it doesn't work with. So don't worry too much about it, just bring it up like this so it kind of pans from ear to ear nicely and not too crazy. Again, just be subtle with it, don't like overdo automation. You don't really need to do any of this. It should basically just be, you should automate things to achieve what you want out of the sound basically, and what you hear in your head, not just to do it for doing its sake, which a lot of producers might do. So I was automating ear to ear, but regardless, that should probably go over automation clips for you. If you have any questions at all, let me know. Hopefully I've covered everything I can with this. Let me think if there's any. I don't think there's anything else I could cover with these. Other than, yeah, just remember you can right click to add in certain points, and don't do this because it'll sound awful, but just subtle, have fun with it, and yeah, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you liked it. My drum kits will be coming out soon, so the link will be in the top right or left, either one of them, but yeah, go grab one, they will help. and this one's coming out very soon with a lot of amazing, gorgeous cards like you heard in this one. And yeah, take care guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the